Hi everybody, welcome back. So today I decided that I was going to make, I didn't just decide this today, but I wanted to make a welcome mat for my mom. Her birthday is next month. So I want to make her this welcome mat that says welcome to my garden. I have part of it already weeded and ready to go, set up and everything. I tried to prepare for this as best I can. I don't know if you can see on my screen. The design is going to be welcome to my garden with that little flower thing. So what I have here is I'm going to weed out the garden. No pun intended. When you're making a mat like this, essentially what you're going to do is you're going to turn your piece of vinyl or your design, you're going to turn that into a stencil. And this is only part of the design because the way I had it set up in Design Space, it was too big to cut, so I had to do it in a couple of different sections. And I just cut it out on a 12 by 24 inch mat. So you want to weed out, you want to weed out the word garden so that it's going to look like a stencil. And this vinyl that I'm weeding on is Oracle something. Oh, Caesar. I'm sorry. It's Caesar vinyl, which is one of the better vinyls out there. I think the other part of this design is on Cricut vinyl. For this project, it really doesn't matter what type of vinyl that you're going to use because you're getting rid of it anyway. We're just doing this as a stencil. Okay, so that part is weeded out. It says garden, and I'm going to take my transfer tape. I have this masking transfer tape that I found on Amazon a while ago. This roll was much bigger, but I've had this roll for some time. So we're just gonna, look, I'm dropping things. So I'm gonna actually do this in two pieces. So we're just gonna kind of measure and rip. Let me stand up here. We're gonna put this one here. You want to kind of get it down as straight as you can, and there's some wrinkles in there. I guess it's going to be what it's going to be. It's not going to matter in a little while anyway. So we'll measure this one and put that bad boy down right there. Now we're going to take, and I had a Cricut scraper. I don't know really what happened to it, but this is a scraper that I have from 143 Vinyl, and it works just as well. So we're going to scrape, get this nice and adhered to our transfer tape, and we're going to, it's called, this method is called varnishing. So I'm just going to varnish all this down. So this is going to be a little, pardon me, it's going to be a little trickier because you want to leave, not on this one. Okay, it was a little trickier with the Cricut vinyl. So what you're going to do is you're just going to lift the backing off. What I do is I stay nice and close to the back, like I roll it back. That way, if any of these little pieces here come up, I can just easily roll back and work it off with my finger. But this one wasn't too bad, so that's good. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna bring over my rug. Now this rug I found on Amazon. I think it was like $8 or something. Found it on Amazon, and it comes in a roll, so I just unrolled it. I rolled it like this way to kind of straighten it out a little bit, and then I took my handy dandy lint roller, because everybody needs a lint roller, right? And this will be the third time I'm doing it, it doesn't matter. I just roll all over the mat to get all kind of like the loose particles and stuff up. All right, so I'm gonna go bring over the first part. So this first part says, welcome to my, if you guys can see that, it says welcome to my, and then there's this little flower thing here. And so we're just going to place this down like that. Okay, but I don't know if this is exactly where this needs to be. So I'm going to take my garden one, and I'm going to kind of put it on here, kind of next to about where I want it. Yeah, so that looks pretty good. Yeah, okay, so that looks pretty good. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of mash this down. We're gonna take our scraper tool again, and we're just gonna scrape it onto the mat. Now some of the pieces probably going to have a little bit of a hard time with, but that's okay. So we're going to start by see, that piece came off there. So we're just going to go back. I forgot that was even there. We're just going to go back, and we're just going to lay it right back down. Take that off. Okay. Now we're going to work on this one. We got to take these off. You really should probably take these off one at a time so that you don't wind up ripping your design or anything like that. And as you go, see, that kind of came up too. And then as you go, you can kind of smash stuff back down. We're going to take this last one off of here. And you can work from either direction. It doesn't really matter. We'll work from this end to this end. It's perfectly fine. None of that matters. We're just going to make sure that all of our little pieces stay in place. So far I can tell you, so this is the second mat that I've made today, and I'll post a picture, or in this video I'll just show you what my first mat was. And that was just because I'd never made these before. So that was my trial to make sure that I, knew what I was doing and how to do it and all that. So that's the welcome to my with the little flower guy there. And now we're going to put garden on here, except I want it to kind of look like my picture here. So I'm actually going to, now that I think about it, I'm going to take some of this here, and I'm going to cut some of this away. Just so. That'll work. Just so I can fit this to my in between. And trim a little bit more. I didn't take this into account when I put this stuff together. So I don't know if you noticed, but I just cut my design. These things happen. The nice thing about this is that we're going to put the stencil down, and no one is even going to really know that ripped. But I have to do a little bit more trimming up here. Or not that ripped, but that we cut that on accident. Okay, let's see. Because we want to make sure that we don't cover up any of these little spots here. I want to make sure that this is, the tumai is where we want it. Okay, so I think we're good. I'm gonna, well, I will be fixing that in a moment. We're going to scrape this down. This is that Caesar. Again, this red one was the Cricut brand, which I'm not super fond of, but I'm like, well, I have what I have, and that's going to be it. So we're just going to take this piece of tape off. And now we're going to take this piece of tape off, and again, you can work in any direction you want to work in. So, I already kind of see a problem here. I already see a problem. I see a couple of problems, actually. That's okay, because we'll just work on fixing it. So this project will probably take just a smidge longer than we anticipated, which is fine. Okay. So, our problem is all this red under here. And now I don't think, though, I'm going to be able to fix it, but let's give it a try. I might have to redo this garden, guys. Let's see. Which is fine. I have more vinyl. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to take this off of here. And I'm just going to redo the garden. The words garden. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. All right, hang on 1 second. So this video hadn't turned out like I was hoping it would, but that's all right. These are just some learning curves, right? So while I have this like this, I'm actually going to take my knife, my craft knife, and I'm going to trim some of this off. All right, so I will be back in just a few minutes, and I'll get my machine loaded and we'll be ready to go again. All right, I'm back. So I just went through and recut this, but I cut it out in such a way that hopefully we won't have that same issue that we just had. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. So we're going to take this off. Now it does need a little bit of coaxing to come off, and that's okay. Again, like I said before, just got to work slow. Now, looks like we're good with the overlap. There's a little piece there with that D. We can probably just lift that tiny piece up and cut it off. I didn't take that into account. That's all right. All right. Let's see. You know what we can probably do? Probably just cut. So this is probably what I should have done before. You're not going to ruin the mat. I'm just going to cut on the inside, cut this piece off instead of trying to lift it up. Okay. Probably what I should have done before, but that's all right. Live and learn. So the next thing that you want to do is you want to take some blue painter's tape, and we're going to tape all around our design. Just going to tape all around, trying not to get any part of the design with our tape. You just want to protect the mat. That's really all you're trying to do here. Now, you're going to have some pieces up here at the top, especially with this design, that are going to need to be protected. And you're going to have to just do your best to try to get like this area protected with some tape. Let's see. So we're just going to rip this tape kind of down the middle. Kind of get this lined up just the best that we can. Use a few of these little scrappy scraps to get in here. Again, basically what we're doing is we are just protecting the part of the mat, obviously, that's not being sprayed. And of course, I'm not going to get every little single, like this, the furthest edge. I don't really see the need of that. If you want to cover your whole mat like that, by all means, that's perfectly fine. If you have thicker or wider, I shouldn't say thicker, but wider painter's tape, that would probably be even best. This is just what I have, so this is what I'm going to use. And like I said, we're just going to go all the way around our design. So that's the inside. I did pretty good there on the inside, I would say. That one's not long enough. That's all right. Pardon me. done with this, I'm gonna put there. If you get a little extra, you just fold it over. When we're done with this, we're gonna take it outside. You just gotta be very careful how you move this, because you don't want your design shifting or lifting if you can help it. So it's always a good idea to put like cardboard underneath it. My cardboard's outside, so that's all right. The outside's not that far away. Or a piece of craft board, something like that, to put underneath to help move this. All right, so we're gonna head outside and I'm gonna show you guys how to spray this. And so this is the first time I've been outside doing anything with you guys. So what we're gonna do when we spray this is we're gonna use this Flex Seal, as seen on TV, whatever, liquid rubber. Now when you spray this, you wanna be sure that you're spraying nice and close to your design. We're just going to spray all of it, all the way around. I usually go over it twice. Just to make sure we get good coverage. All right, and now we'll wait 15 minutes or so, and I'll show you the finished product. We'll be back. All right, so 15 minutes or so have passed. I'm only letting the stencil kind of sit here for the 15 minutes, because once this Flex Seal completely dries, the stencil is not going to be very easy to get off. So we're only going to do it 15 minutes, and I brought it back inside just because it's easier to show you guys. So what I have, I put on some gloves because this isn't going to be completely dry yet, and there's some things that we're going to have to pick out of our design. So we're going to slowly but carefully pull this back, this stencil that we made, and pull it up. And you kind of want to fold it in on itself the best you can. I have a shopping bag here ready to go to stick this in so we don't get any of the stuff anywhere. Because again, on the inside, and I'm making a bigger mess than I wanted to. All right, hang on, let me throw this away. All right, it's a good thing I wore these gloves because, all right, so we're gonna kind of pick out a few of these pieces here. Don't worry if you get a little bit in there. Just gonna really just do the best that we can to pull these out. I'm kind of smudging it here a little bit. That is not what I want to happen. There we go. And of course we can just kind of wipe our gloves off on the box. that one up. That one's up. And again, just gonna kind of wipe our gloves. Got that one up, and there's one more guy in here that we're gonna pull up. Let me get rid of this and throw my gloves away. Okay. Whew. And there we are. So I got a little bit of smudge here. I got a little bit of the stuff on me. It's all right. It'll come off. A little bit of smudge there, a little bit of smudge here. But all in all, it looks... All right. Hold on. I was not prepared for all those smudges. I want to see something before the smudges dry. I'm just going to wet a microfiber towel, but staying away from our design. See if we can rub a few of those out. No, of course we can't. And this is, all right, well, it is going to be what it's going to be, I guess. We're just actually making it worse. That's all right. I'm not even going to attempt to do the other ones. So, there is the Welcome to My Garden mat. Welcome to my garden. I'll show you the other mat that I created today. And this one says, welcome-ish. Depends on who you are and how long you're going to stay. Or and how long you stay. So this was just a quick, fun, and easy tutorial on how to make the mats. Be extra careful. Make sure you don't smudge anything like I did on the mat that's a gift. So hopefully it'll be okay. See you guys in the next video.